Hello, Chem 130 students. We are here for our third video in Chapter 3. We have learned how to do metric conversions in the metric system. We have learned how to do English conversions using the English system. Now we need to learn how to go between the two because we need to communicate with people in other countries. So I have a good story about this. Quite a while back, NASA was working on a space mission in joint with the European Space Agency. Now, one team was using English measurements, another team was using metric measurements, and they didn't communicate very well. So, the end result was the spacecraft went to Mars, and it didn't land, it crashed into the surface of Mars because it didn't decelerate correctly due to using the wrong units. Whoops, that was a multi-million-dollar conversion error. Epic fail. So we need to learn how to convert between the metric and the English system for good reason. So we have crossovers for length, mass, and volume. Here they are. An inch is exactly 2.54 centimeters. That one is exact. A pound, LB means pound. A pound is approximately 454 grams. That's actually been rounded, so it's going to have 3 sig figs, 454, 3 sig figs. And then a quart is approximately 946 milliliters. Again, the 946 has been rounded, so 3 sig figs. So the last two that are approximate actually will count for sig figs. They're 3 sig figs. Now, these you do not have to memorize. Somewhere in Canvas or on the website, you should have seen the periodic table we use in this class and something called the shapes table that we use in this class. Now, at the top of the shapes table is all the given information you get for this class. And guess what? These 3 metric to English conversions are included in them, right here on the second line. So you don't have to memorize these. They are right here. Every time you take a 130 homework, exam, or quiz, you should have a copy printed out of the periodic table and the shapes table with you at all times. Just like you should always have a calculator with you at all times. Okay, these you're allowed to look at during all homeworks, quizzes, and exams. So you need to have these printed out, not just click over and look at them on the website. Because in Canvas, if this is an online course, when you click away from a quiz or exam, it's cheating and it's a 0. We have a log that tells us when you've done that. So you do need to print them out, not just click over and look at them on the website. You'll get a 0 for cheating. So print these out, print this out, and you will have these 3 conversions at all times. All right, so these will be given to you on quizzes and exams because you have this printed out. Again, don't Google conversion factors. You can only use the conversion factors we've used in this class. There were 5 metric, 9 English, and now these 3 crossovers. That's all you can use in this class. We won't ask anything else. You only need those conversion factors. And again, for the online questions, we're not going to ask you just for an answer. We're going to ask you, what was your first conversion factor? What was your second conversion factor? So again, these have to be ones from this class, not Googled. Okay, so online students, remember that. And of course, in-person students, remember that as well. You cannot use any other conversion factors other than the ones I just mentioned. All right, here we go. Practice problems, metric to English conversions. Number 1, how many pounds are in 248 grams? Okay, start with what we know. 248 grams. Okay, grams is metric, pounds is English. So I'm definitely going to use one of the crossover conversion factors from this table. So I look at them. An inch is 2.54 centimeters. No, that's distance. I'm looking at mass. A pound is 454 grams. Bingo. I'm dealing with mass. I'm going to use that. A pound equals 454 grams. Is 454 grams going to be on top or bottom? It's going to be on the bottom with 1 pound on top, like that. So 1 pound over 454 grams is my first conversion factor. Grams cancel, I got pounds. Am I done? Yeah, number 1 asked for pounds. That was easy, it was just 1 step. So let's get our calculator. We've got 248 times 1 divided by 454 equals, big long number. How many sig figs? We're multiplying and dividing, so sig figs. 248 has 3, 454 counts and has 3. So 3. So the answer is going to be 0.546 pounds. 0.546 pounds, all right, our first metric English conversion is done. Number 2, how many inches are in 3.54 times 10 to the minus third kilometers? I had to pull a little trick in here, didn't I, and give you some scientific notation. I did. So that's what we're given, that's what we start with. 3.54 times 10 to the minus 3 kilometers. Now we're trying to get to inches. Kilometers is metric, inches is English. So again, I'm going to use one of the crossovers here. The first one, an inch is 2.54 centimeters. I'm going to need that. So I have kilometers. I can get to centimeters, then use this to get to inches. Cool. All right, so I started out with kilometers. What do I know about kilometers? Is a kilometer big or little? It's big, right? It's big. So 1 kilometer is what? 1,000 meters. I hope you said that. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Does the kilometer need to go on top or bottom? On the bottom, right? So we're going to have 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Like that. Kilometers cancel, we got meters. Where are we going from here? Again, we want to use this in centimeters, so we need to go to centimeters. What do we know about centimeters and meters? What does centa mean? Centa. 100, right? There's 100 centimeters in what? 1 meter. Yeah, 100 centimeters in a meter. What's on the bottom? The meter, so it'll cancel out. So we're going to have 100 centimeters over 1 meter. Meters cancel. We got centimeters. Now we can go from centimeters to inches using this. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. What's on the bottom? Yeah, the 2.54 centimeters is on bottom. The inch is on top like that. Okay, cool. Kilometers cancel, meters cancel, centimeters cancel. I've got inches. Am I done? I am. Number 2 said how many inches? I got my inches. Yay. So we're ready to put this into our calculator. Okay, scientific notation. 3.54. Exponent button. Don't hit times 10. Exponent button. Now, negative, not subtract. Negative. You should have a little plus minus button. Negative 3. Not subtract 3. Negative 3. Got it? 3.54 exponent button, negative 3. Cool. Times 1,000 divided by 1. Times 100 divided by 1. Times 1 divided by 2.54 equals, big long number, sig figs. 3.54 times 10 to the minus 3. The 3 and the 5 and the 4. 3 sig figs. And all the conversions are exact, so they don't count. So I need 3 sig figs. So it looks like the answer is 139 inches. 139 inches. Cool. That one was hard. It was 3 steps. And we had scientific notation. We had to cross over from metric to English. That was a hard problem. Yeah, if you need to, rewind and watch it again. All right, number 3. A 2.0 liter soda bottle contains how many quarts? We've seen 2 liter soda bottles. You buy them all the time. So start with what we know. 2.0 liters. Liters is metric. Quarts is English. So again, we're crossing over. So we're going to use one of the things on here. Let's look at what we have on here. An inch is 2.54 centimeters. No, that's for distance. This is volume. A pound is 454 grams. No, that's for mass. A quart is 946 milliliters. Bingo. We have our quarts. We have milliliters right here on top of our shapes table. So I have liters. If I can get to milliliters, then I can get to quarts using this crossover. Let's do that. So we have liters. What do we know about liters that will help us get to milliliters? Well, which one's smaller, the milliliter or a liter? Which is smaller? The milliliter. Okay, liter's bigger. How many milliliters are in a liter? Milla. 1,000, right? 1,000 milliliters in a liter. Yeah. What's on the bottom? What's on the bottom? We need the liter on the bottom. So we got 1,000 milliliters over a liter. Liters cancel. We got our milliliters. Now we can use this crossover. A quart is 946 milliliters. What is on the bottom? We need units to cancel out top to bottom. So the bottom must be the milliliters. 946 milliliters on the bottom, a quart on top, like that. So a quart over 946 milliliters. Milliliters cancel, we got our quarts. Are we done? Yes, that's it for number 3. 2 steps. Cool. So 2.0 times 1,000 divided by 1 times 1 divided by 946 equals, big long number, sig figs. We're multiplying and dividing, so we go with the least sig figs. Look at what we started with, 2.0. Does that 0 count? It does. It's at the end and it's after the point, so it counts. So 2 sig figs. The conversion, 1,000 milliliters over liter, is exact. 1 quart over 946 milliliters has 3 sig figs, but we go with the least. 2 is less than 3, so 2 sig figs. So round this number to 2 sig figs, and it's 2.1 quarts. 2.1 quarts. Good job. All right, we just did 3 metric English conversions. We're going to take a break and come back and work on this chapter some more later. Bye, Chem 130 students.